Hello, hello, my data people, my type of people. I have a question for you. Do you ever get confused on understanding the difference between count distinct, sum distinct, fixed by, all this stuff? I know it is very confusing because it's a bit of a more advanced SQL skill. So I wanted to make this so that you can have a better understanding of what it is and you understand why it's important of how you're going to use it. Now, this is really, really important if you're trying to divide. If you're trying to say, I need to see average daily sales, I need to divide it by your denominator. This is where this is going to be really, really important. So let's do an example. Let's just get into it right now. I have this data set here that shows me months. So this is Jan 1, 2025. It shows me countries. It shows me revenue and counts. And what I can see here is I can see, yep, for Bulgaria, it's made $16,000, $937. Cool. For the month of January. Makes a lot of sense. Fiji is 13,275. Okay, whatever. Cool. Now, I'm going to remove country for 1 second. And we can see here, here's my total revenue by month, okay, for the full month. Now, this doesn't make any sense. So what is this count? So let's go over our first thing. What is count? I'm going to go here. I'm going to show you this formula. And this formula just says count month year date. Now, what a count is, it just shows you a 1 or a 0 kind of for every time there is some type of input. It doesn't mean where count equals January or equals February or anything like that. It's just saying, show me where there's a type of value. Okay. And that's why we see 12 and 15. Now, I want to pick on this 15. I'm going to make it by this month. Now, as of this recording, it's June 30th, 2025. The day hasn't completed yet. So this is saying we are not fully done with the month yet. So what this says is, hey, you have 15 rows of info for June 1st, 2025. That's all that means. It's not a count of number of real days or anything like that, right? It's just saying you have 15 rows of stuff. Do we? Well, if I put in country here to break it out more and more, yep, there's our 15. Armenia, Philippines, Turks and Caicos, blah, 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 blah. Cool. And that's how we get our 15. Okay, if I remove country, boom, I show a count of 15. Now, to take revenue and divide by 15 and to say that that was your average daily sales for the month would be completely inaccurate because we've had way more than 15 working days or completed days or anything. So that's not what we want to use. Let's take a look at count distinct. What is count distinct? Well, if I go here, if I say edit, I'm just saying count, parentheses, distinct, month, year, date, whatever. Now, a count distinct is a great way to dedupe. So if you have, for instance, like project IDs, user IDs, things like that, that's where you want to divide by a distinct count because you don't want to double count something. So what I'm showing in here is I'm saying, a 1 only shows up. Why? Because I only have one value for June. It's only all this data is only June 1st, July 1st, Jan 1st, Feb 1st. So June 1st only shows up one time. That's why this thing counts as one. So now we've already uncovered something. This is just a count of number of rows. This is the count of unique values, which in this case is only one because this only shows up one time, June 1st. Even though it shows up many times, it's just one distinct time it shows up. Kind of making sense? Hopefully it is. All right, let's go into some other stuff. Let's pick on sum. If I throw sum in here, and what am I summing? I am only summing completed working days. So just so you can see, let's go put in work days and let's go put completed. Cool. So this is saying, hey, by country, here are the number of work days that you have, right? We have 20 working days in the month of June, but we've only completed 19 so far. Remember, this is as of June 30th, 2025, and we're saying there are 20 working days in a month. We're not done with today, so it hasn't been completed yet. That's why we're only at 19. Okay, so now let's go take a look at sum. What is this? Well, this is saying 19 plus 19 plus 19 plus 19 plus 19, blah, blah, blah. That's why we get our 285. Okay, now while there are 19 working days per country per month, this total does not make any sense. There are not 285 completed days for the month of June. If I take this country off, we're getting at 285. That doesn't really work for us, right? We should not take 363 and divide it by 285. Not really what we want to do because there aren't that many working days yet. So let's go to our next thing. Let's do sum distinct. What is that? If I throw sum distinct in here saying, hey, you have 19. Okay, that sounds better. We have 19 working or completed days in the month of June. Okay, that feels good. But we do have one more little bit of an issue. If I were to do this and to say, show me this year by month. And if I were to take this, that 62 does not make sense. It's saying, and let me show you this calculation. I'm so sorry if I go to some distinct complete working days. Because it's not saying give me 21 plus 19 plus 21 plus 22 plus 21 plus 19. That's not what it's saying. That number does not equal 62. It's saying give me the distinct values. That's what a distinct is. Remember that. So in this instance, the distinct values are only 21 because it shows up 3 times. It's going to count it once. 21 plus 19, even though that shows up twice, it counts it once. So that's 21 plus 19 plus 22 because it only shows up once. So 21 plus 19 plus 22, that's how we get 62. Okay, hopefully that's making more sense. So now if I say give me the average daily sales, I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to show you this calculation. Give me the sum of revenue divided by my sum distinct count. This doesn't make any sense. If I say format and display as currency, and I do that whole mumbo jumbo, while these numbers make a lot of sense, give me, what does it give me? 363 divided by 19, roughly 19. Yeah, that makes sense. This number doesn't make any sense. So give me 2.233660 divided by 62, 36. If I were to say I'm making average daily sales of 36,000, not really accurate, right? That number does not make sense because this denominator is wrong. So then we have to do our next thing, and we have to do fixed by. I'm going to put fixed by right there. I'm going to show you this formula. So it's saying, give me the sum distinct thing again, complete working days, fixed by. Now, what does this fixed by mean? Fixed by means kind of like keep it in place. So give me the completed working days again, like how we did before, but keep it tied to every month instead of doing that whole count distinct by only 21 plus 19 plus add it all together by month. Okay, so take a look at this. So if I put in my, what did I put it, fixed by, cool, 21, 20, I'm going to move these so they're right next to each other to make life a little bit easier for us. There we go. 19, 19, 21, 21, 22. Okay, looks the same except right there. And that's a huge difference. So now we're saying, oh, these distinct things, but in here, we're not fixing it by any month, year, day. We're just saying, hey, go find my unique values. But here it's like, no. Sum them, but keep it distinct by the month. And that's why we get 123. Remember, we're halfway through the month or halfway through the year, basically. So this makes a lot of sense. This is saying, give me 21 plus 19 plus 21 plus 22 plus 21 plus 19. That's how we get this 123 number. Okay, so now we finally did it. If I were to take my average daily revenue, go here, give me revenue divided by my fixed by thing, boom, 18. That makes a lot more sense. And check this out. If I were to go here, format, and do currency, now we're showing basically the same average daily revenue by month, 19 to 19,000, 23, 23. But here we're very, very different because we're summing all these numbers together to get 123. This instance, we're only showing 21 plus 19 plus 22. And that's how we can get a better average daily revenue because we understood the difference between count distinct, sum distinct, and using fixed by. Okay, I know that's a lot. Hopefully that clarifies some things for you understanding what to use and how it can work. Now, if this was helpful, I have some better ways that I can help. If you go to dashboarddudes.com, I have all these courses here. I have courses on Intro to Domo, on how to do ETL, SQL stuff. That type of stuff we did here would be very related to understanding the basics of SQL. So if I show you 201, here we can see it. And we can go down and you could see kind of all the stuff we're going over, ETLs, and we're going over how to understand ETLs versus SQL and an intro to SQL and some other stuff. Okay, you get 14 days to check it out. Have fun. Hopefully it helps. And I would love to hear from you and see if I can help you out even more. Okay, good luck. I hope that was beneficial to you. And I hope you are becoming more of a data person every single day. Talk to you later.